What's so important here that it had to be blurred and hidden from the notorious cameras of Google? Welcome everyone in another episode of Stripping Architecture, and today we will explore the absurd royal donations of public spaces.
As architects, we are actively using Google Maps, and it's so interesting to see different kind of locations, and some of them they are blurred for a reason.
Yeah, like for example in Brussels we saw the Royal Park in Laeken, it's blurred. Then the Royal Palace of Brussels is also blurred, and the Royal Military School. So the first thing that comes on our mind is why they're blurred. What do you think?
Well, actually the first thought is for security or feeling more safe.
Safety.
Or not exposed to public views.
Yes, but that kind of idea a little bit doesn't go along with the current standards of safety. For example, the most paranoid embassy and institution that we have it here, the American embassy, it's not blurred. Or on the other hand, I don't know, any other examples?
EU commissions, parliament.
Yeah, they're one of the most important institutions in European Union, and they're not blurred. So what? That means that they shouldn't be protected, or?
Okay, on the other hand, if you want to talk about security of today, it's not about blurring or hiding from cameras. No, it's more about like protecting yourself from cyber attacks or hackers or etc.
Yeah, finding the risk and the problem in advance. But however, Mohammed, like today we're still living in this kind of free society, so private property is private property, and you always have right to blur and ask for precautions about your property. So probably that's what the king is doing. No?
But in fact, it's not a private property anymore.
It's not a private property.
In the 1900, the king has donated his properties to the state, the Belgian
he
state.
donated them.
But with several conditions.
Conditions? Now you donate or you're not?
Property should preserve its function.
Oh, okay.
So, royal use.
Okay.
Successors of the throne should be able to use them, so it stays within the royal family. Okay. And the last one is not to be sold.
All right.
So one more, not to pay inheritance taxes.
And not to pay inheritance taxes. Well, what kind of donation is that then? Oh, that kind of donation is a bit weird, and the consequent question is, whose properties are these now, kings or public?
Well,
right.
Now we are actually falling in a gray zone. So it is a public property owned by the state, but you can't kick the royal family from it. And on top of that, the state pays sort of symbolic pocket money, we call it, like.
Oh my God, like it's getting even more and more complex. Like if you allow me to sum it up somehow, like that means that actually the king had fun, made plenty of capital, and bought so many properties in Belgium, right? And then he used them, he enjoyed them, and now he actually is giving them back. Then he's not paying the inheritance tax on it.
Yeah.
And then only because people can use some of these public spaces, they have to actually pay taxes like for maintenance of these places.
I think we would, if you look at the time, 1900s, it's really like he saw the future. This king knew about taxes, and he kind of...
That's true.
Saved a lot of money. But wait, Philip, we have our episode started about blurring Google images and privacy. How did we end up now with kings and royal Belgian families, etc.?
Yeah, well, apparently after this kind of a conversation, I think it's because it's still kind of a little bit not clear whose property is this, and if people own these places or half of the state own these places, these are public. But then why only the places that are still in kind of possession of the king are the only blurred on the Google Maps? I don't know.
This question stays mysterious.
Yeah, maybe he's afraid. Yeah, I think he's afraid from the satellites watching us all the time. From Elon Musk is watching him.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Or what? Or maybe they're doing something there.
Yeah, maybe they are.
Why do they want us to see?
They are planting some green stuff.
Oh, maybe they're getting ready to get in the business of canola oil or cannabis oil and a little bit for medicaments, or maybe they're preparing some kind of a surprise.
But also on the other hand, there is now new like movements like from Brussels inhabitants to reopen all these royal domains parks for public, and then people of Brussels will ask Google again to unblur it. And then we will ask that Google blur everything else, but just the public, the royal properties to be unblurred. Yeah.
So we can get a little bit even. Why the king can look at everyone and we cannot look at the king. I mean, however, to quickly wrap this up and to kind of show the absurdance of these problematics, we have prepared this sketch over here, which, to be honest, maybe things are a bit grayish or like not clear, but we find it a bit weird how the king, who actually enjoyed this public power and he got all this land and all these properties, and now he is giving them as donation. At least the word donation is not right here. It's just returning back the land where it belonged. Thank you very much for staying with us in this show. As always, you know the drill. Subscribe, follow us at The Strip Architects on every social media, and see you till the next episode in Stripping Architecture.
Ali.